Drop of June, drop of June. Ugh, I can't say it. Drops of Jupiter has popped in once again. I'm just gonna say drops. Easier to say. Drops. You were here Thursday. That okay. Now we're getting. I don't know what that was.
I don't know what that is either. I am going to pop out of this session and rejoin because I don't know what's going on.
Okay, sounds good. Yeah, I'm seeing like parts of Charlotte's table and stuff like that. So she's gonna call back in. Meanwhile, I'll let everybody know that we are live video streaming on YouTube. So if you're listening on radio, on Blog Talk, or you've dialed into the show, you can join us on YouTube. It is psychic.cafe/live. That'll take you right into the current live. We are the Psychic Cafe if you want to look us up on YouTube. Okay. If you want to go right to the channel, it's psychic.cafe/YouTube. Many ways to get there. There's Charlotte, sort of kind of freezing. Anyway, so you can come and actually see us, see the cards, things like that, and also join us in the chat room on YouTube, right? Psychic.cafe/live. Get into the chat. Dex just popped in there, another regular. Hi, Dex. And
Hey, Dick.
yeah, half the show takes place in the chat, people chatting back and forth. Likewise, if you're watching us on YouTube or maybe you're in the chat, hey, you can call into the show 714-816-4628. We're simulcasting on radio, and our radio switchboard has like 50 lines. Give us a call 714-816-4628. As soon as you get through, press 1 on your dial pad. We had like we have like 3 callers. 2 of them have their hand yeah, we had like four or 5 callers. A couple of them dropped. Anyway, this is a good time to get in. So when we start taking calls, we take the calls in the order that they come in, and we'll get to your call.
Unless you buy us a cup of coffee.
Right. 714-816-4628.
Oh, you just went mute somehow.
Oh, that's weird. Let's see. I'm not
Yeah,
muted.
yeah, there, now you're back.
Huh. That's funny. I didn't push anything, and it seems to be working now.
Yeah, that was it. It was like when you hit the button maybe for the cup of coffee because your lips were moving, but there was no sound coming out.
Oh, that was probably just an internet glitch, and it could have been just the pipeline going to you. I mean, gosh,
Maybe.
who knows? Who knows? Anyway, here's the slide for coffee you were just talking about, Charlotte.
Yep.
Let them know what's the secret to jumping the line.
Yeah. You get a little extra time. You get to jump the line. You go immediately to the very next one we will answer. And we are a little more lenient about asking more than one question. Like
Mhm.
if you want a little more clarification with that cup of coffee, it lets you have a little more clarification if you need it.
Right, right. It's psychic.cafe/coffee. You can buy us a cup of coffee, and then in the chat on YouTube, if you're live, if you buy it after the show, and you just want to send us a tip, that's fine. Send us some love, right? But you can also buy for the next show, because I've had people
Right.
buy a cup of coffee and then let me know, hey, I bought a cup of coffee after last night's show. So they were first on the next show. But if you're live now, get into the chat on YouTube and say, hey, I just bought you a cup of coffee. I'm area code 619 and my name is George. And, we'll go right to your call. if you put your question in the chat, which you can do, you can go ahead and put your questions in the chat. We take those in the order that they come in. But again, we will jump the line, go to your question first. Just let us know that you bought us a cup of coffee. There you go. Woo-hoo.
Yep.
Awesome. All righty. Hey, so for today, Charlotte, I got an interesting card combination. The Nine of Pentacles and the Six of Wands came up. So I think there's some people out there having some really great success. You know, Six of Wands is literally the success card. And it also, you know, pops up when you're getting recognition finally for something, you know. Nine of Pentacles, self-made woman, you know, she's made herself very successful here. Of course, you see the fella in the background with the paperwork. You know, there's people that are helping you, you know, get to this. So a little thing from this card combination, it might be saying you're, you know, having some success right now. Remember to thank all the people that helped you get there. Also, this is a reminder to, hey, make sure you celebrate, you know, celebration of the accomplishments. It's oh gosh, what's the word for it? It's like um a type of gratitude, really, you know. And it, it's the emotional law of attraction equivalent of putting nitrous oxide in an engine. You know, it really can kickstart and get things going. And so you should celebrate the big stuff, but you should also celebrate each milestone along the way, because that just fuels the law of attraction. It just fuels the further success moving forward. Now, if you haven't gotten to this point yet, you know, these cards might be hinting that you're right around the corner from it. It also might be, you know, letting you know that there's a possibility that you need to focus more, especially taking the reins yourself, with it being the Nine of Pentacles, the entrepreneur card, as I call it. Yeah. So that that may be what it is just focusing on that one thing. And we talk about that a lot on this show. Anyway, that's the cards that I got. And we'll see. Sometimes that becomes a theme. Yeah.
Yes,
I got the sacred geometry shirt on tonight, Charlotte.
I I see that. I have my new. It's wrinkled, but it's new. It wasn't folded quite as neatly as I thought it was. But it, lavender,
Yeah,
purple for the.
matches our colors.
But the card that I got, sometimes I pull a card, sometimes I don't. Sometimes I pull
Yep.
and I don't tell you I have. But today I did, and it's about. This is the difference. Oh my goodness, I might have to shut the door here in a minute. The Lemurian seed codes, which is embracing sensitivity, uniqueness, living with grace. And it
Yeah.
basically it talks about um, being you, letting your light shine, because a lot of times we put a shield up to um, kind of protect ourselves from the world for fear of being, you know, made made to feel less than perfect, or like we don't belong or whatever. But this is saying, no, you are you belong here, and you need to live your life with grace and embrace your uniqueness, which I think that's a pretty cool card. I'm gonna have to use this deck a little more
Hmm.
often.
Which deck's that one?
This is called the Gateway of Light Activation Oracle Guidebook. Or no, well, that's a guidebook, but
Oh, okay.
that's the deck. Another one of I'm a oh dear, I'm a huge, and well, you guys have probably figured this out, but I'm a huge Kyle Gray fan. He was one of my first decks that I bought, and Um, I've had the chance to interact with him a couple of times, and he's just such a uh, genuine, cool person that I, I appreciate his positivity and you know,
Mm-hmm.
and how insanely gifted he is. So,
Yeah.
and he works at his craft. You know, he's somebody that works at his craft. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
So I'm checking the chat, and Sean has come in, and Dex, I mentioned earlier, drops a juniper. Sahani's back. Hi, Sahani. Sahani's back. Before we go to the phone calls, Dex had said this is interesting because normally they ask us about, reconnecting with the lost flame or the old flame or the past relationship and reconnecting, and will he call me? It's like, well, I don't know, why don't you call him anyway? This this is the first time that I'm actually we're getting it in reverse, Charlotte. So Dex goes, did something I shouldn't have. Right away I knew. Responded to reconnection with an old flame. After that day, I blocked on social apps and ignored, hoping my ex goes away. Did they get the hint to go away?
Well, you blocked him, so you're not going to know, are you?
Yeah, you're not gonna know. You're
No,
not gonna know.
I'm just going to say, yep, it worked. You blocked him. You took the effective measures, and
Okay. Well, I pulled let's see, I pulled the Knight of Wands, and he is, look at this. He is marching into the past. He's marching to the what's on when it's laying in front of me, it's the left past, right future, right? Okay. And then Ace of Wands. I think that's a big yes. He got the hopefully.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. That's what I
Hey,
think.
I am going to turn off my sound in my video for just a moment
Sure.
so I can, because I've got my door blocked open. Otherwise, the wind chimes are going to be crazy all night. So
Okay.
I,
Yeah. I thought I was hearing something. I just wasn't sure if that was something with the microphone, or, I didn't think of noise in there. Oh, and we got the cat's tail. So while you're going and doing that, going to mention Nabrisha came in. I don't know if I'm saying that right. Nabrisha, or we could just say Nab. Anyway, so you go ahead and put your question in there. We got a question from Nab in there. Oh, Sahani was asking how Shubham, 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 or Shub. How's Shub feeling about you right now? Well, it's looking really, really good. So on one side, he's showing up as the Page of Swords. Okay. And so that may be some intellectual focus elsewhere, and new opportunities in that area. Uh, might be learning something or working on something. And then I have the central focus card, which I'll get to in a minute. And then on the other side is you showing up as the Queen of Pentacles, the mom card, literally the mom card. This is also a nurturing card, of course, with it being the mom card. So you want to bring out your inner nurturer in this situation. And then right there in the middle between those two, the Page of Swords showing up as him, Queen of Pentacles showing up as you, the Lover's card. Yeah. Yeah. So I would say he has potentially romantic interest there. Still, you know, if this is an old thing, still feels that way. If this is a new thing, starting to feel that way. I like the Shab pronunciation. Yes, that is funny. That is funny. Oh gosh. Oh god. Dex says that their ex just responded to them right out of the blue. Voice in my head said, "Be warned. Be warned." Okay, so Nabrisha, you called in. Great. What area code are you on? We will bring you on. That's right. So one of our folks from the chat just did that. Still no sign of Charlotte. Are you back, Charlotte? I know she was.
Yep.
Oh, there you are. We're gonna go to the
It should
phone.
be in it.
Yep.
And while I was gone, Edgar knocked one of my decks of cards off. So
Ah, but we love when
Good.
Edgar shows up. In fact, it was funny. After the shows, I have to pick like a thumbnail. You know, sometime and YouTube suggests some, and I look at them because sometimes the AI, the algorithm is like amazing at finding really cool shots. Other times
uh,
I have it pre-recorded, or I mean I record it during the show. So afterwards I can just scrub through and find a good one when like you're smiling and I'm smiling and I'm holding a card or you're holding a card. Well, this last one, let me see if I can find it here on YouTube just so I can I'm going to go into the studio here and go to the lives, and this last one with Charlotte and I, and it was really hilarious. It's actually one of the AI ones, one of the suggested ones that the algorithm or the AI or the whatever the mechanism on YouTube is picked as one of the three suggestions. And in it, I'm going like this, number one, and smiling. And it looked really good. And I saw you were smiling. And I didn't really look at the whole thing real close. And I just chose it. Well, afterwards, I look closer and you're smiling. I'm smiling. I got my finger up, number one. And I didn't know it, but Edgar's tail is coming up straight up the middle of you, like he's pointing up too. And I have no
yeah,
idea when that was during the show, what the circumstances were. It just was such a cool shot. Plus, it's technically a cat shot because it has the tail anyway.
yeah,
But yeah,
yeah,
that just cracked me up. Oh my god. Oh my god.
yeah.
So
It's funny. He shows up so often during the show, and him and him and Jet. If Jet could figure out my 45-pound border collie, if he could figure out how to sit on my lap during the show, he would, and he would direct the whole show. But I can't. I can't shuffle my cards around him.
yeah, yeah. Oh,
So
Sahadi says, I felt the shift too in energy. This is from the reading I just did. And getting them out in the cards, damn. It's like, yep, 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 yep. And Nabrisha called in. She's area code 803. Nabrisha, push one on your dial pad if you want to be live on air because you don't have your hand raised. So if you want to be live on air, press one. Everybody else, if you don't want to be live on air, don't press one. And we just assume you're listening to the show. Otherwise, when you dial in 714-816-4628, as soon as you get through, press one on the dial pad there. And we're going to go to those phone lines in just a second. I just wanted to finish up the comments in chat here. So,
it's so good to be back on Monday while you're looking at that.
well, yeah, and phone calls. We actually, because the last
Yeah.
show on Thursday, Ellie was back, which was great. Michelle even
Hmm.
decided to join us, and
Yeah,
the
that was a
freaking
great
phone lines
show.
were out again. It's like, what the heck? That drives me nuts. I mean, I so want to just get rid of Blog Talk, but when it does work, it's so cool.
Well,
Uh,
I will add though that that vibe that night was super cool. And so
Yeah.
maybe the vibe would not have been the same with Blog Talk working. So,
Yeah, and a lot,
well,
and like we said, too much jumping back and forth. You have to jump to, we have different screens. We have the studio for the switchboard over here. Then we've got the studio for YouTube with the chat and everything over here, and oh my gosh, jumping back and forth. Um, Speaking of that, I wanted to see if there was any more questions here. I think there's a gosh, I'm telling you, too much coffee. I think there's a question from oh shoot, now I lost it. I found it and then I lost it. Oh God, where did it go? Uh Monday is Dex says Monday is a struggle, especially when you create a new project that wait a minute, I can't read it. It's being covered here. Project that acquire, yeah. Oh, I think they meant to say requires your full attention. Um, but yeah, there was a question back here. Oh, here it is. God, I couldn't find it. Drops of Jupiter had a question. I couldn't find it. Here it is, Charlotte. You want to pull some cards on this? Will my friend Margaret and I regain a closeness that we once had?
oh, that's a toughie. Yeah, let's try the Kyle Gray cards and see what I feel like they might be
Yeah, maybe some wise advice will come through.
they might be the so well maybe as close as they once were. There's a hard one.
Yeah,
And I mean in real life it's a
yeah,
hard.
yeah, yeah. I mean, it's interesting. I'm getting the Chariot, which is potential success with this, but seven is the Seeker. It's like you need to do research in this. You need to delve into your own emotions around it, talk to them, find out what is going on. And then I got the Hangman, was it suggests a delay, which is what's going on. There's a delay here, right? But this is also one of
Uh-huh.
those, it's also one of those thinking outside of the box cards, and a card about taking a step back. So between the two of these, yeah, it could happen, but you need to take a step back and evaluate the situation and all. So that's what I got.
So I was right about Kyle.
Uh,
So I actually pulled three cards, which I don't usually do, but I got the Hathor light codes, which is light immersion, full system upgrade, power recall. And basically what this card is saying is things that have been in the darkness are being brought into the light. So, that's the start of getting back together. The second card was the karmic board clearing, which is energetic clearing. Rewrite your story and love your truth. So that's just saying, to me, that's saying accept that, yep, things went wrong, but your friendship means enough that you're willing to, just take that eraser and erase that off the board and move forward, as though, like a new start. And then I got the serious star blessings. So it says, yes, proceed, be seen, push through. So you're going to have to tell me because if I'm holding these cards so you can
yeah,
see
it's
them, but,
perfect right there.
but so it's like saying, yeah, you're going to have to work at it. It's not going to just happen naturally. There are things that you guys are going to have to talk about. You're going to have to work through.
Mm,
And then, you know, but unless you try, it's not going to happen. but everything is lined up at this point in time for that to happen.
Yep.
So I hope
Okay.
that helps.
So we're about to go to the phone lines. Everybody, this is when you want to take yourself off mute, take yourself off speakerphone, get on the phone, get ready. We're going to pull up the calls. Now, Nabrisha in chat said that they called in, but she's like 1, 2, 3, 4. You're like 5 calls down. So this is a perfect example of when you want to go to psychic.cafe/coffee, buy us a cup of coffee and say, hey, I bought you a cup of coffee. Then we jump into the top of the queue. Otherwise, it's going to be a while before we get to Nabrisha at area code 803. Oh, and she had her hand raised. Now your hand's not raised again. So if you want to put your question in chat, we might get to you faster than Nabrisha.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too.
Yeah, that's what I would do. But anyway, we're going to go to the phone lines real fast before we go to the phone lines. Quick announcements I want to make. Our back to school fall sale is going right now. Psychic.cafe/school will take you over there. Here, let me type that in. I'm going to type the URL into the chat for everybody. Psychic.cafe/school. And you can enroll in my course for $100 off. It's normally $299. You can enroll for $199. Not only that, you're going to get membership in the guild and your certification free. That's right. So here it is. My course, $199. Certification is $138 per level. Membership is $78 per year. They're included free for $199. And you're getting $100 off the course. Can't beat it with a stick. Now, if you don't need my course because you're already a professional reader, but you want to get certified, if you're already a member of the guild, certification is half price right now, $69. And if you aren't a member yet, you can save a whole bunch and get your membership and certification for $99. That's right. Yep. There you go. There you go. And if you scroll down on that page, my readings are like 31% off right now, $69. So the
Just
next,
bizarre percent off.
yeah, yeah,
Just saying. That's a bizarre percent off.
yeah. A lot of because a lot of times, you're doing the percentage, 30% off, 50% off. But I wanted to go with 69 because I had already done $69 for what was it, for the professional certification. And I saw that number, and I know that that's a what they call a good selling number in marketing. There's certain numbers that work better: 97, 67, 69, 99, 99, 99, 19.99. There's a whole list of numbers, $27 that are like magic numbers instead of like charging $58.72. That'll never sell. Anyway, hey, we were supposed to have Michelle's Mystic Corner on Saturday. Also our meeting on Sunday, but had some emergencies come up, and so we had to postpone. We had to postpone Michelle's show. She's still going to have both her shows this month. It's just that we're moving her show to the 21st, which is this upcoming Saturday. And then same thing with the meeting, our regular Q&A. So Michelle's Mystic Corner is it's paganism this month, and the first show, What is Paganism? And like I said, that's this upcoming Saturday, December 21st, just delayed a week. It's no big deal. Okay, and then our next live Zoom discussion and Q&A is the fourth Sunday, so that is the 20 actually it's going to be the 29th. Yeah, because we were going to do it on the 15th. We had to cancel that one. The next one was the 29th, which is the fifth Sunday. but we had to take the 1st and the 8th off, and then it had an emergency. I had to take the 15th off. Anyway, so the 29th. Yes, that will be our next live Q&A.
And that's a good day too, because 2 + 9 is 11. 11 is a master number.
And I'll be back on Wednesday with Michelle. And then Ellie came back last Thursday, and Michelle joined us, actually. That was a fun show. We didn't have phone lines, though. But hopefully we'll have phone lines this Thursday. This Thursday. And then what else is going on? What else is going on? So we're having Michelle's show because we moved it to Saturday the 21st. Sunday the 22nd, Pamela Steele's back. Yay. So Pam's going to be on this Sunday. And she also said she was joining us for that Zoom on the 29th. But she's going to be my guest co-host this coming Sunday. Yeah. So that's it. That's all the stuff going on. Just wanted to fill you all in there. Oh,
and none of those shows that you don't want to miss any of those shows. They're all fantastic shows.
Yes, yes. And oh, look, it's top of the hour. I hear the chimes going here. Let's see, who's the first caller? It looks like area code 470. Caller, are you there? 470. Hello.
Is it Sean?
I'm not hearing them. I thought that was Sean, but no, the number looks slightly different.
Yeah, at first it sounded like Sean, but then they were clearing their throats, so maybe.
Well, that number is close to one of Sean's. I think his is 475 though. Anyway, also on the switchboard it's circling, so that might mean that it's actually a Blog Talk issue. So give me a second here. I'm going to mute 470, and then I'm going to bring their mic hot again. Here we go. Are you there, caller 470? Going once.
Hello.
Hello? Are you there?
Hello.
What's your name, hon? Where are you calling from?
I'm sorry. My name is Sonia. I'm calling from Atlanta, Georgia.
Cool. Sonia from Georgia. What's going on? Yeah, what's going on? What's going on?
Well, I just wanted to sort of check in to see if, well, I'm planning on moving. And I wanted to know when would be the best time to do that, if my sister is going to be better.
Did you say
something about is her sister, if her sister's going to be better?
And something about moving.
Right,
could
exactly.
Could you speak up maybe a little bit louder, please?
It's a little muffled, Sonia.
Okay,
maybe get closer to the microphone.
Okay. Is that any? Let's see. Is that any better?
A little bit.
No. A little bit.
Yeah.
Let's see. Let me go downstairs. That probably would help. Hold on a second.
Yeah, so she was asking about moving.
To the microwave.
When was the best time to move? You know, and something about her sister being better.
Yeah.
Well, we can't predict that, you know, so.
Because I'm next to the microwave, I'm next to everything, so I'll go downstairs.
Yeah, sometimes it helps, you know.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Does that help?
Yeah, just go ahead with your question.
No? Yeah, I just wanted to know when would be a good time to move. I'm living with my sister right now, and I just kind of wondered if you see anything with her getting better, or for me to move. It's not incumbent on that, but I'd feel more comfortable if she was okay. Uh-oh.
So,
Can you hear
so
me?
you want to, so you want to know when the best time to move is going to be. We can't answer like when your sister's going to be better because that's, that's a medical thing.
We have to stay away
Um,
from health questions.
Okay, got it.
but just as
Okay.
far if you take that caveat off of your question, Dax is really good at the numbers, and I sometimes play around with my pendulum and just
Mhm.
start asking,
Okay.
what 1 month, 2 months, and see what the pendulum gives me. So,
Like that,
Look,
yeah. Wouldn't it
look
be a
at
good
that,
time to come?
Charlotte.
Yeah.
Look at that. So the Nine of Wands and the Eight of Cups, being able to put things in order and move. I mean, it's, literally right here. And like she's ready. Look, ready. Everything's ready. Then the very next card, Ace of Wands, or sorry, Ace of Swords. It's just, it's more you just deciding to do it, than anything else. As far as,
Okay.
it
Okay.
as far as timing goes, uh, I'm getting the Two of Cups, and it feels like a couple of months to me. It doesn't feel real soon,
Ooh.
but it doesn't feel really far away
Okay.
either. Like it could be
Okay.
before the beginning of the year or right at the beginning of the year, but
Okay.
2 months is taking us to what, September to the middle of October to the middle of November. So, that's not
November.
really that far. That's like 8 weeks, it,
Right. That's
it
true.
and you can make it happen faster. There's that Ace of Swords. You just make the decision. So that could make it faster, like 2 weeks,
Okay.
2 weeks instead of 2 months.
Oh, okay. That would be nice. Okay.
But
Okay.
but
That's
that's
all.
entirely up to you.
Um,
Now if you're waiting on your sister to
okay.
recover and everything, I mean, that might be for forever. So it's all up
Oh,
to
right.
you. Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know if that helped out,
Okay.
but thanks for calling in, Sonia.
Well, it kind of does. It kind of does. It's something that is kind of ongoing, but something else came up to kind of complicate it. And I
Yeah,
thought,
it
well,
always does.
I mean, like, yeah, right, so I thought, let me just check and see,
Not just
you
you,
know,
it's all of us. Yep.
so okay, well, that's still good. That's still good.
Yeah,
I'll keep
it
that in
was
mind
great
for sure.
chatting with you. Thanks for calling in.
You too. You too.
Awesome. So that took a little long to get them on there and get it going, but we finally made it through. Let's go over to area code 773. That's waiting the longest. Hello, caller. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hi,
Hello,
this is Elizabeth from Chicago. Yeah,
Elizabeth from Chicago.
hi, Elizabeth.
hi. My cat passed away 2 months ago, and I am just lost without him.
Oh, this is such a Charlotte question.
Yeah,
Um, what was your kitty's name?
meow meow.
Oh, we've talked before. You called in and
What?
we've talked before. You called in before and asked about meow meow, right?
Yeah, I'm not doing any better. I'm not doing any better without him.
Okay, so he's what I'm getting is like he's giving. I mean, I know it sounds bizarre, but he's giving you a hug, almost like he was a person, and like nuzzling your ear and stuff. But he, I'm just gonna say, from being a pet owner my whole life, losing one of our furry family is never easy. It is, you know, equally as painful as losing, any other kind of member of your family. And,
Mhm.
2 months is not very long, but he is still just sending you tons of love. He's showing me some of the antics that he used to get up to, you know, when he was alive. But he doesn't he doesn't want you to be sad. And I know that's easy to say, hard to do, but the fact of the matter is that they don't want us to be sad. They want us, they understand that part, but they don't, because they know that they're gonna see you again. And while they're waiting, because they see the bigger picture, they're not up there being lonely, um, and sad and missing you, because they see the big picture, and time up there is, you know, on the other side of the veil is completely different than here. And he just seriously wants you to know that he he knows he had a good life. He loved his life that he spent with you. And he, there's, there's nobody else that he would have rather spent his time with. And he's, I know that I'm going to get some kickback on this, but he's actually saying, you know, maybe go find another kitty. There is a cat out there that needs help, and you are the right person to help that cat or kitten, however it is. But that's what he's showing me, is that there is a cat out there in need, and that he would love it if you would help that
Oh.
cat. His feelings, that won't make him feel like you didn't love him. He will be thrilled if you could help that other cat that, you know, that's out there. And I know, again, from being you know, having pets my whole life, it's one doesn't necessarily replace the other, and it's not a replacement. It's an addition. It's an addition to your family. And that cat, you not only will you be helping that cat, but that cat will be helping you as well. And you should know that he, you know, Meow Meow is always with you. I mean, he is. And sometimes you have to just take a minute and be quiet in your mind and in your body. And even and you even have to push your sadness back for him to truly be able to come through, so you can feel him. But he is always there. And when you get your new kitty, he will be there with that new kitty, and he will be helping the new kitty adjust. And but that doesn't mean it's going to be the same as Meow Meow, because it's going to have distinct personality. And he wants you to be patient with the new cat, and not expect it to be expect it to be exactly like Meow Meow was. And that's so funny, because normally my door is open, and my cat Edgar, if you're with us very often, you know my cat Edgar frequently makes an appearance, and he is outside the door right now meowing to get in. He wants to be part of this reading. So I hope that helps, but I'm seriously, that intuitive hit about that there's a cat or a kitten out there that needs you is huge, and that he wants you to be happy, and that his feelings won't be hurt. He, on the contrary, it would make him happy that you had another cat to help fill your days and nights with.
Mm.
Right.
And can I just say, I'm giving you the biggest hug ever. And you can send me if you are ever just so lonely, you can send me a message, through Psychic Cafe, um, and often forget names, so remind me of who you are, and I would be happy to chat with you if on really hard
Thank
days
you.
because I know what it's like. So that's not really my job
Yeah.
here, but I also know that there are a lot of people that just don't understand how devastating the loss of our furry babies can be.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, that's a
so
great
I hope,
offer. That's a great offer, and one of the things about Psychic Cafe, it's similar to Facebook, is that we can do live messaging, and you have to sign up and join the website. It's free to join. You just sign up like you do on any website. When you go to Charlotte's page, which by the way, let me bring that up for everybody. Our links here on the YouTube, you can see it, psychic.cafe/Charlotte, and there'll be a little icon there and you can click it and it says chat, and you can send a message. If they're not live on the website right then, it'll be sent to them. It'll become a private message and they'll be notified by email that they have something waiting. And then when they get on there, you guys can talk in real time, right there on the chat. And
Oh, thank you.
yeah, and not just for Elizabeth, but like all you guys out there, Psychic Cafe, unlike being on, say, Facebook or Instagram or something, it's a safe place to go and meet people and talk and chat and talk about psychic things and do readings for each other, things like that. So thanks for the call.
Perfect. Thank you.
Appreciate the call. And that opens the line at 714-816-4628 if you want to call in. Get in there quick, though, because the caller lines, the queue is filling up. So, yeah, Nabrisha had taken down her hand, and her question in the chat is, scroll back up to it. It's way up there. How does Cash feel about me? So I guess the person's name is Cash, like Johnny Cash. So how does Cash feel about me? Okay. You want to do that one, Charlotte, or
yeah, I forgot I was on mute, so I said a bunch of stuff
start over?
to her. And I was muted because I had to let Edgar in. But yeah. So how does Cash feel about who? What's
No,
the person?
how does Cash feel about Nabrisha?
How does Cash feel about Nabrisha?
Nabrisha is the one in the chat. And real quick, I wanted to say hi to the big M and Plutonic Plutonic's tendencies is back. I call him Pluto, and it's because of what just happened. I get so tongue twisted with Plutonic tendencies. Anyway, I just call him Pluto, one of our regulars. Pluto is back. I just got to mention this real quick, Charlotte. So while you're getting ready for this question,
Yep.
this is. I'm sorry, it's just funny to me. So her question is, hello, when will ABS contact me? Now, simple question, but when I read it, I read, hello, when will ABS contact me? And I was reading it fast, and I thought it was like, when will my abs contact me? And the first thing that popped in my head was, well, when you stop eating so much, curry and rice and hit the gym, then your abs will contact you.
That is mean. That's rude.
Oh, it's not rude. I'm having fun.
Rude.
No, it's not. No, it's not. And then Latrice came in. Kelsey came in. I mentioned the big M. Angela came in. Hi, Angela. Anybody has questions, just pop them in the chat. If you've already put your question in, just be patient. We're taking them in the order that they came in. Plus, we need to go back to phone lines. So what do you get in there, Shar?
Getting is that I got this star being healing code. So important information. Wounds are healed. Recharging.
Okay.
So I I think I think there's something there. I think there's something that there's an empty space maybe in both of you that, if you
Oh.
can work it out to get together, it's gonna be a good thing. Um, and then the second card I pulled, I love these cards, they're so pretty, but it's called Anu Anunnaki light code. So energetic shift, new information, end of a cycle. So again, new energy coming into your life. Um and the energetic hit that I got like right away when you first asked that question was like kind of a warm fuzzy kind of hit. So that's what I'm thinking about, what Cash might be thinking about you.
Awesome. Awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, Sahani's got a good question um that I had missed earlier. It's not a question, personal reading. It's not for a reading. It's an actual question. Thank God she does the best questions too. What's your thoughts on reading reversals? Like some readers don't like doing it that way. Yes, and we've talked about this many, many times on this.
Anytime.
Yeah, I mean, I started off learning tarot a gazillion years ago, decade. Yeah, we're not going to even say, but you know, the books had it in there and stuff, and people that I listened to and books I read and stuff, and so yeah, I played around with it for a little bit, but I wasn't liking reversals, and I also gave it I gave it a try, but it just wasn't working for me. I talked to some by then, we started the Tarot Guild, and we had some like really experienced readers. I started talking to them, and we discussed it, and just I figured out why it wasn't working for me. I have this subconscious block about it because I subconsciously feel it's a contrived thing. I don't think it's a real thing. And what I mean by that is that, yeah, an accidental reversal here or there, but when people try to read with reversals, they try to force reversals into the deck. And one typical way they do that is they'll lay 3 piles out, and the third pile in the center, or the second pile in the center, yeah, they'll twist it upside down and then shuffle them together. That's good, but then those cards are upside down, all of them, that entire third of the deck. So you have to reshuffle or reorganize it so they're up and down again. It's so contrived. Anyway, even apps that have come out on the market, you can go into settings and go in the button there, and it's like no reversals, 25% reversals, 50% reversals. I'm sorry, if you have to program it, that's contrived. Another thing,
Yeah,
if you're
I
going
think. Sorry, go ahead. My bad.
if you're going yeah, let me just get this out, and then I want to get your points, Charlotte. The only way I've ever seen to do it more realistically is if you have a big table with a big spread cloth, and you take the deck and you push all the cards out and move them all around and pull them back together and shuffle, and then you're going to get some reversals. And you would do that for every shuffling. That is way too much work for me. But for me, it's the big thing about it being contrived. Why learn, first of all, originally it was impressed that I had to learn 156 meanings instead of 78. Because if there's 78 cards, you got upright 78, reverse 78, you got 156 meanings. Then
Yeah.
then I learned, well, you really don't have to. You can learn a different way of doing it. There's multiple different ways where reversals are, negative aspect or literally reversals, opposites of. But see, the thing is, every card you could pull and look at the meaning and then think of an opposite for when it's reversed, there's an upright card that is that opposite. So it makes no sense. It's not needed. It's not. Now, if it works for you, I'm not going to tell someone not to try it or use it. I just think it's very contrived. Cards, picks the images on cards, whether it's a tarot deck or an oracle deck, they're artwork. If you took this person's artwork and you hung it on your wall like this, upside down, and they were there, they would kill you. It's meant to be looked at this way. Also, there's another thing. Cards don't just have a meaning. They have a spectrum of meaning. And that spectrum goes, there's all this gray area that goes from one pole to the other pole, polar opposites. So the upright and the reversed, there's all this other spectrum of meaning in there as well. So we're meant to look at the card and have it with other cards, and we're looking at the other cards. We're looking at the question being asked, the context. See, that's what people forget. There's not a single meaning. It's what's the context, what's the question, what's the surrounding cards in the spread. That'll tell you which meaning. So you don't need to have it reversed. That'll tell you, and with your gut instinct, whether you should go with the reverse meaning or not. And that saves you from having to do all these contrived manipulations of the deck to get some reversals to show up, and it's just a lot less contrived, and just, you don't have to learn extra meanings and all this kind of thing. You're just learning the essence of this card and the spectrum of meaning that can be in there. So that's my take on reversals. Charlotte, have you ever given any thought? Do you use reversals at all?
I don't. The only way I use reversals, if it happens, because the way I shuffle my decks, they're always, and I'm a little bit OCD about my decks being
Yeah.
all upright. But I mean, because that's how I shuffle them. But like when the cat knocked that deck off, earlier in the show, when I picked them up, I had to put them all back in order again because that's just how I like it. But should I, somehow, I mean, it does happen occasionally, you'll shuffle backwards or something. But if I get a reversal, all it says to me is, hey, pay attention to me a little bit more, you know, um, kind of a,
That's how I
it's
use
kind of
it.
a way, yeah, it's kind of a way to say,
Or like, if I'm shuffling and a card pops out, and if it falls on the ground, it's, old reader style, fortune telling things, what falls will come was the saying, like 100 years ago. And so like if cards fly out, they really want to be seen. So I look at them, you know,
yeah,
I,
exactly.
and the same thing, if I get a reversal, it's like, oh, okay, well, maybe the aspect of the upright meaning is reduced, or there's so many ways to read reversals, but um it, to me, it's honest to God, I bet if you went back 100 years or so, a few hundred years, I mean, when they first started doing divination, I bet they never did reversals. I bet I don't think there's any documentation or evidence that they ever use reversals. Um, and it's more, tarot decks than I know you use more oracle decks and things like that. It's more of a tarot thing. Yeah, and so I don't teach reversals. I explain them, in my course. And if you want to give them a whirl, go for it. I'm not telling you not to do it. I'm just saying that it's the way you
Yeah.
have. I almost like the app thing better, where I can set it to do 25% reversals, because then it's shuffling and the chance of the card being upright or reverse is equal. I mean, not 50, but it's like if a card comes up reversed and then I hit shuffle on an app, there's a 25% chance it'll come up reversed again, or a 75% chance it'll come upright next time. Whereas if I shuffle, that card might remain reversed in the deck, for dozens and dozens of readings until it gets shuffled back to upright. It's just too confusing and too messy and just, oh my God.
Pamela is like, I think she's the only one. She's the only, not that I know that many readers, but she's the only reader I know that takes reversals seriously. And you'll notice when she's doing a reading for you, if you get a reversal, she definitely takes it seriously, and she'll give you the reading accordingly. But that's how her energy flows. That's
Yep.
how her energy flows with the cards. And your and I's energy, the way our energy flows with the cards is, yep, pay it a little bit of extra attention, but it doesn't change the meaning significantly, other than just, like I said, for me, it's a pay attention to me.
Yeah.
I've come to you upside down for a reason, so you can pay a little bit of extra attention, and that's that's what the universe is telling me with my reversed cards.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Okay. We got to get going.
we do.
We're already out of time here, but the Big M from Calgary, Alberta, Canada, another one of our regulars, semi-regulars popping in. My question is, when do I get my new house? Well, I don't know. Have you looked at houses, put bids in? That's when you're going to get your new house. Honest to God. No, I mean, I'm
Yeah,
sorry. I'm sorry. I'm the sarcastic tarot reader, because unlike other people that put on the gypsy costume and they're asked questions and they just pull the cards. Well, I see it. I see this happening, and then this, and then it's going to happen. Then,
yeah,
it's my
it's a
first
question that needs a little more context to it to be able to give a legit answer, I
Yeah,
think.
no, I'm honestly, I'm gonna get. I pulled cards. I have my question. I have my answer to his question and everything. I'm just having a little fun with it, where because some of these questions, I mean, honest to
You are
God, it's like, have
sassy
you
tonight. You are sassy Daxy.
well, I told you the last show, rowdy readers.
Yeah.
I don't want to do it like everybody else, where they just, do fortune telling and just, answer the question right off the bat. You, Honestly, folks, listen to some of the questions you ask and then see if you can maybe rephrase it where you're going to get some good information out of it, And by the way, nothing wrong with the Big M asking that particular question, when do I get my house? I just was struck funny by that, because it was like, well, it's kind of like, okay, when will I get my new car? Well, when you go down to the dealership and hand them money, what are you asking even? It makes no sense to me. Now, I know what they're really asking. They want to be told fortune telly ways, like magically I'm going to know when you're going to have your house. It's like when you put effort into it is when you're going to have your house. But I did pull cards, and what I got was the 3 of Cups, which this is great because that's a celebration, you getting the house. Yay. And going along with that is the Four of Swords. So 4 is the timing. All right. So that could mean as soon as 4 weeks or as long as 4 months from now. It depends. Again, this is why it's funny. It's when you decide to put the intention in, focus on getting that house, the exact house you want, the way you want it, drawing that in through the law of attraction. Now, this is the Four of Swords. Couple of things here. First of all, look, she's in repose, she's sleeping. It's a hint to use your subconscious mind through the power of sleep. Yes, in your sleep time, you can program your subconscious mind to help you. Swords are thoughts and ideas, help you with finding the right house, getting the right house. Okay. Also, swords are fall in tarot. Pentacles are winter. I'm getting swords, fall. So, fall, like I said, 4 weeks from now, a month, hey, that's doable. 4 weeks or 4 months, which takes us into winter, but still September into October, November, those are all the fall months. It's perfect, so maybe somewhere here before the end of the year.
Yeah, my pendulum said somewhere between 6 and 12 months.
There
So,
you go. Well, that also fits the 4 month possibility. It's
and the winter.
damn close. Damn.
Yeah.
Yes, indeedy. So Pluto had asked about abs. Sorry. She's talking with Sahani, and they're talking about how that is Abhinav. It's an abbreviation for Abhinav. Ab. Oh, by the way, Latrice came in, and Street Fighting Years, and everybody. I don't know if we're going to get to all your questions, so because we're already past time. But yeah. So the secret thing. Wait, let me see if I can bring it up here real quick. Grab us a cup of coffee, psychic.cafe/coffee if you want us to get your question tonight. Otherwise, we'll be back on Wednesday. All righty. So, okay, wait. Again, this is another one of those, when will he contact me thing? I'm going to do a timing card for you, but, we've talked about this a million times, guys, haven't we? Where a lot of times, because I know even before pulling the cards, I'm going to get cards that are going to say, you need to actually do something in order for that to happen, kind of thing. The moon card showing up to saying it's just not clear. Okay. It's not clear. Got the temperance card. And temperance is about balance, but it's also the card of trying to remember the name of it. The oh God. My mind's just blanking there, Charlotte. Turning lead into gold. Oh, alchemist. It's the card of the alchemist. So likewise, like when we get the magician card, which says you have the power to manifest, and the magician and the four aces are the 4 steps of manifestation. It's the first cards in each suit in the tarot deck. Yes, the tarot deck is actually about manifesting your future, not about reading your future. We'll do that on a show in the future here. Hint, hint. And it's very similar with the temperance, but there's a little more magic to it and a little more balance to it, as far as the timing card, let me get a timing card here. Okay, so the Empress card 3 is creativity and communication. So again, what did I just say? I hadn't pulled the Empress yet, but every time we have this kind of question, I get a card like this, which says, hello, communication. You need to actually communicate with them and get the ball rolling. They might not contact you. You might have to do it, or you might have to get creative. 3 is also creative. Get, creative communication, or creatively get them to communicate with you, something like that. So that's what's showing up in the cards.
You know what you say, get creative. It
Yeah.
always reminds me of like way back in the day in high school when, on like Sadie Hawkins Day and the girls got to ask a guy to go with them and they would make these poster boards like with words and candy bars that help spell out the sentence. So these guys would get this whole poster board
Oh my
full of
God.
candy bars as part of the message. Get creative. I'm like, if guys would have put in a fraction of the work that the girls did on Sadie Hawkins Day, but
There
every
you
time you say
go.
get creative, that's what I think. I'm like
Get creative.
flashing lights, you know, candy bars stuck to poster boards. I don't know, just silly stuff.
So, in the waning moments, we are going to pop back to the phone lines. Area code 929's been waiting the longest all night long. Oh my gosh, what's your name? Where are you
Hi,
calling from?
guys. This is
Hi,
Stacy,
Is
and
that
I'm calling from
Stace?
New York
Oh, hi,
City. Hi,
Stacy.
guys.
Stacy.
How are you?
It's been a little while.
Yeah, it's been a while
Yeah.
since I talked to you. I know. The last time I did call, I actually fell asleep on you guys. So you probably did. You probably did take my call, but I was sound asleep. Sorry.
That's okay. I don't remember you calling in the last couple of shows where we had phone lines. See, I have to say when we had phone lines, because Blog Talk has been not functioning, on and off, like it's almost like every other day, or at least 2 or 3 times a week it's down, so we never know if we're going to have phone
Okay.
lines on a show. Do you have a question for us tonight?
Yes. Okay, so tomorrow I have to do a read because I in regards to I told you I was the issue that I was having with the landlord, and I want to see tomorrow's meeting if that's going to be productive.
I couldn't understand what she said. Could
Okay.
you?
All right.
Yeah, it's getting very you're
All right.
mumbling.
Okay.
It's just,
Okay.
maybe
Wait. Oh,
bring the microphone right up to, you bring the microphone right up to your lips.
And don't be afraid
okay.
to
Yes.
speak
Okay.
up.
And use hand
Oh,
sanitizer.
sure. Thank you. You said use hand sanitizer. Okay, I
He,
will.
he
I
was
will.
being a smart aleck
Okay. Oh, okay.
about the
All
hand
right. This is the
sanitizer, but you do
situation.
need to speak up.
Okay. So tomorrow I have to go to the Department of Buildings. Do you think I can either go to the one in Brooklyn or the one in Manhattan? But I just wanted to know, will they be once I go in person? Will they issue a vacate order? Because they have a meeting tomorrow night. I can go to the one in Brooklyn or the one in Manhattan, just to show, my living, or just to show, the illegality of where I'm staying. So I just wanted to know, will they help me when I go in person tomorrow? Or
I'm still not
okay,
getting what you're
okay,
saying,
will they?
Stacy. You're going somewhere. There's two places you can go. And what are you going for?
Oh, I'm going to see if they're going to issue a vacate order. Okay, because tomorrow, okay, so the where I'm living, me and the landlord are having problems. Okay, so tomorrow I can go to a planned examiner meeting, either in Brooklyn or Manhattan. So after speaking with the supervisor, she thought it would be a good idea because she said, oh my gosh. So she said, come to one of the meetings, bring the paperwork with you, bring the pictures to show, and then they could either say yes or no. to a vacate order tomorrow.
It sounds very
Okay.
straightforward. You're going to one of these meetings to see if they give you an issue of vacate or what have you, whatever. But what's the question?
Yeah.
Is it? Are you
Okay, so the
asking
question is,
which
what is the
place?
issue of vacate order?
Is it?
Yes, which
Is it?
place will issue the vacate order?
So you're basically asking which place are you gonna have the best luck
No,
at?
no. She didn't ask which one.
Yeah.
But that's not what you said, Stace. You didn't ask which one. You said the lady said go to one of these two and bring your
Yeah,
pictures
one of the two.
thing and see if they'll give you a issue a order to vacate. Now, are you wanting us to make it? It sounded like what she was asking, Charlotte. Let's get clear on all this. It sounded like she was asking,
Okay.
will she get the letter to vacate? A yes or no question. Now that you brought up the two places, now I'm not sure. Okay, so Stacy, do you want us to look between the two places, which is the best to go to, or do you want to know
Yes.
what's going to happen? What are you asking?
The two places, the one or the two places to go to.
Okay, yeah, so you didn't phrase it that way, and it makes it harder for us to understand. So the one place was in Brooklyn.
Yes.
The one place is in Brooklyn. Where's the other place?
Manhattan.
Manhattan.
In downtown Manhattan. Yes.
Okay. See, you
Yeah.
should have just started with that in the beginning. Just like, should I go to the Manhattan place or go to the Brooklyn place? That's all you had to say. And then we pull cards for one and pull cards for the other to see which is best. Wow. And Charlotte, you wonder why I don't like the phone lines. Because you have to figure out what they're actually asking,
Sometimes, I mean, it's hard because, like, Stacy, no offense, but you are seriously, girl.
So
You gotta,
soft spoken. So soft.
you gotta learn to up your volume when you talk on the phone because
Belts
even
it
when
out.
it asked you to up your volume, it was the exact same volume.
Yes.
And it's like, so you're just very quiet, and it by the time it goes through blog talk through our system and then comes through like I do my stuff all through my phone, so it comes through my phone speaker. I couldn't really hear, but Dax has got his good system set up and he still couldn't hear you.
Still could barely understand.
So that's
Here.
No offense other than just some constructive criticism, like maybe because we love you so much, just have to speak up a little bit. So let's see what happens, which we're getting, Manhattan or the other place.
Brooklyn.
Brooklyn. So I'm just gonna ask my pendulum, and Dax can do his cards.
Now, in the interest of speeding things up, I'm actually pulling cards on the next question, so we need to get out of here. It's getting late.
Okay, I got a no on Manhattan. And I got an I don't know on. I mean, I seriously, it was just going on in circles. So there's something that's not quite clear enough for my pendulum to pick up on the answer. But the intuitive hit that I'm getting is it's kind of a crapshoot. Whichever one is the easiest to get to, quite frankly, I think is what it's going to boil down to.
Sorry about that, Stace, that we couldn't help you very much, but
Okay. No problem. Thank you.
It was good talking to you, though.
Fingers crossed for you, though, girlfriend, because I know you've been having this problem for a long time. So.
Yep. Good luck on it, hon. And you call us back and tell us how things turn out. You got that muddled answer on the. You got an absolute no on that one, right? Which one was
Manhattan?
Yeah. And although the other one was confused and you didn't get a clear answer, because Manhattan was an absolute no, I think I'd go to Brooklyn, to be honest with you. But that's just me. Good luck, Stace. Hey, we got to get out of here. Let's see. There was a question from Kelsey, though. May I know what Jay's current feelings are for me? We went on our third date. And
And I
most,
just stabbed myself in the heart right now.
why? What?
Well, it's just, what do you think his feelings are?
Yeah, you're on the
You
third
know,
date. You should be able to read the person by then and get an idea. But normally this question comes up, Charlotte, and like I don't even like answering these kind of questions. But because she said it was her third date, I wanted to pull cards and just to see what would come up. And 3 of Swords, third date, 3 of Swords. Hello. And no, I'm sorry, 3 of Wands. God damn it. Sorry, 3 of Wands. And it's your ship coming in card. I mean, I think you're doing great. Plus, if you're on your third date, don't you think you're doing pretty great? You know?
that's what I was thinking too. I'm like, if he's coming back for a, if you guys are both heading back for a
Yeah.
third dip in the pool,
Now, this is the
say,
caveat. These are the cards I got after that. The Death card and the Horned one, which is the Devil card. I got the Devil card and the Death card. Oh my God. Okay, so if there's any issues, it's because one of you has some attachments that they're not letting go of here, you know. And the Death card says, you know, one door closes, another door opens. It may be talking about, you know, with these two together saying, hey, you know, past relationships are that past relationships, but you may have some attachments you need to deal with or something like that. It may be you, maybe Jay, but I feel more like it's you. Uh that's just the intuitive hit I'm getting, you know. Sorry, Kelsey, didn't mean to throw you under the bus, but yeah. So if you can work through this stuff, you know, this is looking really good, you know. Of course, this is a relationship question. You know, if I get the 3 of Wands in a like career business question, I'm happy camper. I mean, literally your ship coming in, you know. So in a relationship, hey, this is looking really good. Looking really good. Anyway, we got to get out of here. It's almost 8, and Charlotte, we actually had a perfect 6:30 to 7:30, exactly 1 hour show on Thursday.
I know, I noticed that. But so just lay of the land and sister wisdom, but basically it's saying that this is a path that promises success in all areas. So, I mean, it says a lot of other stuff, but short and sweet, that's the card that came up. So, it also, talks about also basically, getting to know each other and,
Yeah.
fleshing things out because again, like we started out with our sarcastic, well, it is the third date kind of deal, but when this card is like, yep, it's looking like, this path leads to success. So I guess that depends on what you want your success to be. You know, hope that helped.
Hope that helped. Hey, our next show is Wednesday. So if we didn't get to you tonight, we will be back on Wednesday. You can call in again, 714-816-4628. Write it down. It's good for all of our shows. We'll be back at 6:30 p.m. San Diego time, 9:30 p.m. New York time. And Michelle Matheny will be my guest co-host. And who knows? You never know. Charlotte might pop in. You never know.
It's always fun to have when you get more than two of us. I mean, two of us are fun too, but um it is fun to get that
Yeah. Yeah.
that triangle of power that
Well,
that happens.
that's what I was going to bring up. Not only that, but on Thursday when Ellie and Michelle were on with me, we were talking about, oh God, it would have been cool if Charlotte was here too, because then there'd be like 4 of us.
Well, I was in the chat.
Yeah, but it'd be great to get like 4 of us on at the same time. That'd be really cool.
Yeah,
All
but
righty.
I was selfish. I wanted to just soak in the excellence of you three because it really was a nice. It really was a good, just a really cool energy flow. And who knows what me being there would have done, or anybody else being there would have done with that energy flow. So,
Yep.
um,
Hey,
yeah,
hey, if you enjoy our shows, you love hanging out here, you want us, to help us keep the lights on and send us, a little love. Our tip jar over there, psychic.cafe/coffee. Go and buy us a cup of coffee. And don't forget the back to school/fall sale. Really great deals there. Psychic.cafe/a school. And go check that out. Awesome.
yep.
We'll
My
be back
readings are
Thursday.
my readings are 20. The pet readings are 10.
Awesome. Bye, everybody. Bye,
Nice
Charlotte.
job, nice job, Pauline.
Thank you for using Blog Talk Radio. Goodbye.